Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning from all over the world, or good evening from all over the world. Hello.
Like, my favorite intro for you, Christy?
What?
It's the one that you said, it's Monday and we're ready to party. That is my favorite intro. Like,
That's
I,
because on Mondays, everyone else is like, oh, it's Monday. And we're like, yes, it's Monday. Yes.
right, that's my favorite one. Well, today, you guys, we are going to talk about finding your target audience.
Yeah. Inside of the network marketing or MLM space. Um, and again, as if you've been following us, you know that our goal is we're the Pip Sisters, right? Is to help you turn your passive income or your active income into passive income ultimately. But for most of us, we need to create more active income. We do some of our some, not all, of our building of active income through the network marketing industry, and we do things very differently than most network marketers. Now, I'm not doing this to flex, but Christine and I both have marketing degrees. Okay. Now, I will tell you something about a marketing degree. You certainly don't need one to be successful. And the one thing about degrees, right? Um, my marketing degree also has an emphasis in real estate. Does that make me a real estate expert? No, it doesn't. You know why? Mostly what they teach you in college is not the actual stuff you need to make money, the
Right.
actual making money stuff, right? Even like in my real estate, they teach us basically like we have a class on sales, and most of it's the law, like with it comes to real estate that we learn in college, right? So it's just interesting the stuff that you learn inside of a college degree, if you will. So, but the reason I say this, there are some fundamentals
Mhm.
that stay true, and I think that it is helpful that we have our marketing degree base, but we have to come back and make sure that there are some fundamental things and some infrastructure that is in place when it comes to marketing that a lot of network marketers, specifically network marketers, don't do when they should be. We have the word marketer in our name, right? In the label of network marketing. And yet there's just some the basics that don't get done. And that is sometimes because I think these people don't teach it. So
Right.
today we want to talk about niching down your target market. And for most of you, I'm going to bet that you don't even have a target market, right? You're making a list of your family and friends. Somebody even might have suggested you get the phone book out, or we don't even have. Well, actually, I just got a phone book in the mail the other day and went right
Really?
to recycle. Yes, it was for like local, and I'm like, I'm still not going to use it. Is there any coupons in there? And then I'll put it to recycle.
Right.
But the reason people would say like pull out the phone book was just to stimulate your memory, right? Who do you know who is an accountant? Who do you know who is a plumber? Who do you know, right? And just to stimulate categories. So basically, make a list of everyone you know, everyone, everyone, right? So it's one of the first things that we're taught inside of network marketing is to, and that is that is actually not good marketing. The very first thing that you want to do in marketing is research. Okay, any kind of research or in any of the areas that you're going to do stuff inside of marketing, you do research. And so you need to know what your target market is. And some people are like, what if I target down a market and down to a smaller group? Won't I have less enrollments? No, it works the opposite. It
Right.
works the opposite because the more you can niche down your market, the more you can customize your content and what you talk about and your expertise down to a group of people who's your tribe, right? They're your cousins, as Christina calls her people that she markets to. They're your people, right? And so we're going to teach you some things today. If you have not done this in your network marketing business, you need to do it. Start on it today.
Right.
Okay. It's like, first of all, we already know that we should probably, I don't know, be marketing to a group of people. Let's call this the start of it,
The
who can,
umbrella.
right, that can bring groups of people into your business all at once, right? So we know that other network marketers is one of the categories. We've also talked briefly last week about targeting people who are in professions that already have commonalities with what we do, right? So we're not going to do a training on that. We do a little bit more of that in our fast track training. But people who, lead or manage for a living, they have a risk tolerance and they already are paid for production. So they're paid with sales bonuses or tips.
Right.
Right. Commissions, if you will. Commissions, bonuses, tips, those type of people, right? And they have a risk tolerance. Just because they're paid that way tells you they have a risk tolerance.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's our start, right? So yes, network marketers are a big deal. If you're targeting networkers, they know other networkers, but there are other types of professions where people know a lot of people and they have a lot of influence. And so those would be the areas you start with. But now you need to niche it down. Okay. So you can start thinking about what are you looking for in people that you work with. Okay. And this isn't in any order. I'm just going to give you some things. Character traits that you're looking for. People that are kind, right? You're looking for go-getters, people who are, maybe you're very funny and you're looking for other funny people, right? Thinking about 5 or 10 just kind of characteristics of people, not their professions now, but like, what are you looking for? Inside of people will say, well, I'm looking for, I see like this marketer right now, he is targeting his marketing to Christians specifically. People like, oh, well, they say don't do that religion. That's what he's targeting specifically because he wants to teach people who are very religious that it's okay and it's a good thing and it's biblically sound to want to become wealthy, right? So that's his niche, right? It doesn't mean that he's getting religious and political or whatever in his feed in a preachy way. He's educating his target audience. And if you don't fall into that, you're not his target audience. No, that doesn't mean he's not going to bring other people into his, funnel, if you will. So like, what characteristics are you looking for? Do you have commonalities do you have certain things that you like about yourself? Maybe you have a military background. Maybe you're a veteran networker like I am. It could be all kinds of stuff. You're a stay-at-home mom, right? Or you're two busy moms like Christina and myself. What do you have in common with your other people, and start niching down the market? Okay. Now you don't have to niche it down to, I'm only looking for people between the ages of 20, 25 who are realtors in the state of Wisconsin, right, but only in Milwaukee and only if they live on this block right now. I mean, but we do want to start niching it down, if you will. So once you figure out that kind of umbrella target audience, now we're niching down further. What does the target audience need that your products or services provide, right? So you're going to think about need. Now you can think specifically about this group of people. Another networker that I follow and love, she targets network marketers who are senior citizens. That is specifically her market. Now, I'm not a senior citizen and I follow her.
Right.
So it doesn't mean you're only going to have followers in your niche, but her emails that I get from her trainings are targeted to seasoned seniors. That's her name. Seasoned seniors is the name of her target market.
Wow. That's cute.
Yeah. So people who have experience in network marketing, because she helps network marketers sell their stuff, but she's a senior, right? So she's targeting seniors and it relates to her. So seasoned seniors, right? So, just think about the pain points inside of your target market, because this is how you're going to build your brand. And when you come and you do, like, what are we doing this week? We've talked a lot about pain points for network marketers, right? Because we know that you guys are struggling and we want to give you a solution, right? So we don't just only come up and talk about the solution. We want to make sure that we're relating to you and we understand your pain. You want your audience to know that you understand their pain. So this is when you start niching down, you can do a much better job on your social media, because it's not going to be this blanket thing that's generic. You're like, oh, we're having a wealth summit. You can niche that down. Who are you having a wealth summit for?
Right. Who are you talking to?
Right. And Christina doesn't have much of a voice today, so I'm just going to let her pop
Right.
in when she wants to, right? Because we don't want to strain her. We want her to heal today.
I'm
Um,
trying.
so that's why I'm not trying to hog the show, but we want her to get healthy and get her voice back. She's feeling great, but her voice is not.
Right. I
Um,
don't feel bad. I just sound bad.
right, exactly. So we got to take care of. I got to take care of my sister. Okay. So let's talk about demographics, right? This is the thing people think of when they think, well, I got to niche down my market. They don't only just kind of sometimes think about demographics. All right. Demographics is like when you target your audience by age, gender, income, education, occupation, location, right? So one of the demographics would be like when we're talking about their profession. That's already a demographic, right? We're talking about network marketers. That's a demographic. Now, when Christina and I are target, let's say we aren't only targeting moms, but we do relate to parents more than
Right.
anything else, right? So network marketers who are also parents, right? Men and women alike, because we know the struggle, right? So it's that would be if we were only targeting towards moms, that would be a gender that would fall into demographics, right? So think about some of these things. I also um feel like you want to target a certain income
Yep.
level, and that might be a smaller or a larger. I want people who have had a few nickels to rub together already, right?
Right.
And it doesn't mean that if you are in a very tough spot financially, that what we do won't work for you. All right. But I know the struggle of targeting people who don't have any money. I have like this thing that I've been trying to get across to people about this hate, if you will, or whatever you want to call it, towards the wealthy. Okay. Wealthy people are wealthy because they've learned the skills of how to make money, not because they're some kind of evil, force in the world. There's only a very small percentage of people who are wealthy who've earned, who have inherited that money. It's very small. Most people have worked their way up from, and it might not be the poorest of households. It could have been in a a moderate income earning household, but from all walks of life. So the reason I'm talking about this during target market is you do want to think about the income level you're targeting. Okay. I've given away free things to build my list, and I've done paid stuff. They both work. What works better is having some paid things up front, because freebie seekers are freebie seekers. I'm just
Right.
gonna say that is the gist of it, and it doesn't mean you can't build a quality list with free stuff. And Christina, we give away free things. Sometimes we just give away free things, and we don't even care if you come on our list or not, because we're just
Right.
here to give value to the community, right? But think about, yeah, education level, household income. These are demographics. Okay. Demographics sometimes is what people focus on only. And this is just one little part, right, of it. So, you're going to get this piece of paper out and you want to write down, like, what's my target audience? I'm saying that in network marketing, I think it's a good idea to start with profession or experience in network marketing. So network marketers, that might not be their profession, but people who have some experience in network marketing. And then I want you to start with thinking about the professions of people who sell, manage, or lead for a living. If they have a risk tolerance, and they get tips, commissions, bonuses, right? Sales managers at retail, actually, they get a salary, but they also bonus based on production, right?
Right.
So think about these categories, start with that, but then start niching it down. Also, interests, right? This might be things that have nothing to do with business, right? If you're an avid golfer, you may be incorporating stuff about golfing into your social media that has nothing to do with the business, right? Because maybe you're looking to attract people who really like to go golfing. And what do people who like to go golfing need more of? Time, right?
Exactly.
So this is why you want to start thinking about the interests of your target audience, right? Behaviors, right, of your target audience. Do they buy online? Do they buy offline? Do they like to, it depends on your target audience, but they might have a specific Christina talks about Detroit a lot. Like Detroit people do this or that, right? If she was marketing to Detroit, if she knows a lot about how people and behaviors are in Detroit, she would incorporate some of that. If it was Detroit was her target audience with all the other categories, she would incorporate some of that into her marketing, if you will, because she understands the behaviors of her target audience, if you will. You hear people say that all the time. People in my XYZ state only this, that, right? People know, or people who are doctors, da 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 da, right? If you know your target audience, you know they have certain behaviors and things like that. Also, I will say that if you have the things that you're targeting, is a good idea if you have some commonalities with them, because it's a peer-to-peer thing then,
like,
right?
It's easier for you to target specific demographics of people if you can speak if you can speak intelligently about what it is. If you're a gamer, it's going to be easy for you to target gamers, right? If you're a mom or a dad, it's going to be easy for you to target parents because you already have something that you can relate to your target demographic with. And you can speak intelligently about those things based off of the experiences that you have. So now you and your audience can relate to one another.
Right. Think about these, what I was talking about earlier. So we've got the seasoned seniors, right? She is a senior and she's seasoned in network marketing. So she has these things in common with other network marketers who are of a certain age, right? And have been around the block. Because she also knows that she talks a lot of the way Christina and I talk. She knows that they're sick of the MLM baloney, but she loves the industry. She's made a lot of money in the industry. So she talks to those seasoned seniors. The gentleman I was talking about who is talking to Christians and teaching them that it's the biblically sound that you would want to become wealthy. He probably comes from a place where he might not have felt that way as well as a Christian. He's not going to be an atheist teaching Christians about money, right? So you want to have some commonalities with your peers. And you know what? This goes back to about when you're targeting certain professions. Let's say that you're targeting, you're in the medical field yourself. So you're like, you know what? I can speak really well to people in the medical profession. So you're like, I've decided to talk to people in the medical profession, and maybe they don't quite fall into our three commonalities, but I've got a lot of experience with that profession. Let's say you enroll a doctor into your network marketing business. You're going to probably end up with a whole bunch of other doctors in your network marketing business because peers listen to peers,
right?
In certain professions, right? The higher level you get up in a type of profession, the more likely they are to listen to you. Like we have, as some of you know, we have a helium mining business, Christine and I do. And one of the gentlemen who is he's not in our business, but we work with him. He is a doctor, and he has said the same thing to us. If we want, he's like, I've been putting in minors in all these different medical offices. He's like, you'd only need one doctor. Once you get one doctor, you'll get the minors in all kinds of medical offices. Because the doctor now, instead of me trying to talk to a whole bunch of doctors, I'm just trying to find one doctor, and then we'll let him or her talk to everybody else. And then what happens? A group of people come into the helium mining business, right? So this is what happens when you target down your audience. And if you can find higher level professions, a little bit higher level income, right? I do not mean disrespect in any way, shape, or form, but those of you who have talked to me who are on Social Security or something like that, and a very low fixed income, you can do this too, but you have to get more creative because I know that you have to start with a very small amount of money. That means that you have got to be willing to put a ton of time in. So I'm not going, and I mean a ton of time, because you have to balance the lack of funds with massive action with your time.
It's a longer road for you.
Exactly. And so, no, I don't target lower income people. That doesn't mean I'm not going to work with them.
Right.
But why would I target low income to begin with? Now, that might be a thing for you, though. there might be a reason why you're targeting lower income, and maybe you have a system in place to bring people through a process if they're on lower income. Maybe you have like a $10 thing they start with, right? And then they're migrating and upgrading into a $50 thing, and you're teaching everybody how to go through this cycle, right? I know a lot of people who target people with no money specifically and have those types of like step ladder things in place that they have them do, right? They have but it's a system. So understanding that you need to niche down your market so you can make more money and you can help more people. More people will come into your business when you decide that everyone is not your prospect.
Right.
The last thing I'm going to tell you is you want to get, once you figure it out, give your target market a name. Okay. Give it a name. Think of it. Go find an avatar, if you will, or create one that just for your own like image in your mind of what that target market person looks like, right? And it's just to remind you what that person looks like and all the things we talked about, their interests and behaviors and what they need, their pain points, is now how you're going to do your marketing. So this is the whole point. Why am I figuring out what my target audience is so that you can speak to them personally, right? One of the things that you will notice, and I'm going to just point it out, and now you can catch me when I'm doing it, is when I talk to you on this show, I should be talking to you on this show, not you guys.
Right.
It's you, right? Anytime, and even Christina and I were talking about this, she talks to her cousins, but really she's talking to her cousin. Okay. Right. Because we want, and you'll catch me, I'll say you guys, I did it yesterday. I catch myself because it's still a habit, but you want to be talking to one person when you do your marketing.
Right.
Because only one person is listening on the other side of it. You're thinking about the whole group of people that's listening to you, but from your target market's perspective, they're watching your video, reading your email. It's just them. So you talk to them as a one-on-one conversation, whether it's posts, videos, whatever it is. And you'll still slip. I know that I should be doing that, and I still say you guys and hey y'all and all that stuff when I should be talking, directly to you. See the difference when I say that to you? When I'm going to lean in and I'm talking to you, I want to make sure you hear my voice, is much different than saying, okay, you guys, right? You're going to pay much more attention. So have that name in that image. So we got the seasoned seniors. She has named her target market, right? Give your target market a name. So
like that's one of my favorite parts of niching down. And this is something that I encourage everybody to get into. Get a piece of paper out and create a story about this target, right? If your target audience is like, for me, I do target on one of my social medias, specifically single moms or moms in general, right? So when I'm talking to moms, I'm talking to them about their pain points and giving solutions to them specifically. I have an idea in my head of what industry the moms that I'm talking to like work in, right? How long their days are. So some of the things that I can talk about will ease some of those stresses for them. So get into it and create a little avatar on a piece of paper. And that's the person that you're always talking to, because it's going to resonate with a lot of people. But that's the person that you're focusing in on, is this avatar that you've created. I actually like this exercise. I think it's kind of fun to niche down.
It is fun, and 99% networkers do not have even target down a market at all. And I don't even have a market. I don't even think about it. Nobody talks to them about it. Yeah. Because it's what's the first thing? Write down a list of everybody you know.
Exactly. And that if you're writing down a list of everybody you know people from all walks of life. So who are you actually talking to?
Right. Yeah, the more generic you talk, the less people come into the space, right?
Exactly, because you can't talk to specific pain points of people if you're talking to everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody don't have the same pain points. So,
and we even do this sometimes when we're sending out emails. We might target it even down further. Now, in my subject line, it might say, let's just say I want to target the realtors on my list. Mm-hmm. In the subject line, it might say, this is for realtors. You're like, but Christy, I have, 100,000 people on my list and maybe only 2,000 of them are realtors. That's fine. The rest of them, they're not going to mostly unsubscribe.
Right.
Right. But that day, a lot of realtors are going to open your email.
Yep.
Right. And so even if you don't have certain things niched down in your email marketing, so where specifically the demographics of every single subscriber, because it's not usually the case, right? You can niche down and say, I'm talking to this segment of my list today, and you can still do that with an email. And no, if you have 100,000 people on your list and 2,000 people are realtors, let's just say you don't know how many they are, but let's say that is the case, and you put an email out to realtors today, like I want to speak to the realtors today, and you put it in the subject line. 98,000 people are not going to unsubscribe from your list because you talked to realtors today. So don't be afraid to, have some specific niche down content, even inside of your already niche down content. Like, Christina says she's talking to, a group of moms. She might come on in that day and she might be talking to a very specific type of mom today. It's like
Mhm.
today I'm talking to single moms who, work the night shift. I got to tell you this story. Well, the other moms are still going to listen, but the single
Right.
moms who work the night shift today, they're really paying attention today. Right?
And you want to know like what my cheat sheet is? Like I have a cheat sheet. This is a pro
Yes.
tip for you guys. There's a holiday every day of the year. Every day of the year, there's a holiday.
Isn't that weird? Yeah.
Talk to somebody on that day. Today is actually Japanese Culture Day. So you might have people of Japanese heritage in your list. You might want to say happy holidays to them. You might want to have a story for them, right?
Yep.
Today is also National Homemakers Day, National Housewives Day, right? And it's
I
also
love that.
National Sandwich Day. So you get some that are
What
very
kind of sandwich day?
National Sandwich
Just
Day.
National Sandwich Day? That's
Yep.
so funny.
Yep. And then National Stress Awareness Day as well. So today there are 5 different holidays today, right? You can talk to the sandwich people, which is going to be a broader audience. You could talk to, because today is National Housewife Day. Shout out to all you housewives. You could talk to all of them as well. So take advantage of the fact that social media has made us absolutely crazy and made us have holidays every single day. If you want to talk to, like, your broad audience, you know what it is. Figure out what the holiday is. And if you have a special message just for them.
Yeah, and and you can still do that inside of your own niche. I mean,
Yep.
our obviously, I think you'll see our target market is MLMers who are still believe in the industry but are struggling with all the old ways of doing things. This doesn't work for them, right? We could be saying, "Hey, MLMers, are you a sandwich lover?" Right? So we were still targeting inside of our niche.
Yep.
And then we're taking I love the idea of having a calendar like that, Christina, just because the biggest thing people is like, I don't have any ideas. Right? They're like, I don't have an idea. And you have something like that. It's like, well, just pick one.
Right.
So that is pretty much our show for today. If you are a network marketer and you have not niched down a target audience, please, start doing this exercise. And, when we get out our initial fast track launch, you will have the opportunity to come in and get a free strategy session with us for about 15 minutes. And part of it is going to be this, just helping you a little bit with this part. Right. So we'll be getting information out that. I know we wanted to have it out earlier this week, but we got the craziest week this week. Christine and I are both traveling, and
Right.
now Christina can't talk.
Exactly. So
we won't be
yeah,
recording any training videos until her voice is better.
exactly. So sorry about that, you guys. I am drinking plenty of tea with honey and lemon because I swear everybody yesterday, that's all they could tell me was like honey and lemon and tea. And I'm like, do y'all know how much tea I've had today?
Anytime
Like,
you're sick, everybody tells you what you need to do to get unsick.
right. And it's but the funny thing
remedies.
is, like, I'm not sick. Like, I just woke up and my voice left. I was like, oh,
Laryngitis.
so yeah, it's cool.
Okay. It's okay.
It'll be back.
That's your body telling you that you need to take a break.
Right.
Sometimes it gives us signals. So
yeah, I did go to sleep early yesterday. I'm going to sleep early today too.
Good.
Yep.
All right. Well, we will see you back here tomorrow when we're going to talk to you more about all the things that you could be doing to get your business on the fast track inside the network marketing industry. And hey, you affiliate marketers, this works for you too. By the way, shh, don't tell anybody. Right. All right. So, everybody, you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.